Be me, 23, software engineer at mid-sized tech company. One of those open floor plan offices with bean bags and a ping pong table. Supposed to make you feel like you work at Google. You do not work at Google. New hire joins the team. Her name is Maya. She has a computer science degree from a decent university. She also has opinions, strong ones, about everything. First day, she sits next to me, introduces herself. I say hi and go back to my code. She looks at my screen. You know, there is a better way to write that loop. I blink. Okay. Want me to show you? She does not wait for an answer. Honestly, she was right. I do not say that out loud. I just nod and implement her suggestion. She smiles like she has won something. Maybe she has. Week 1 passes. She already knows everyone's name. She already knows everyone's business. She already has opinions on the codebase. Management loves her energy. I am indifferent. Week 2. Team meeting. Our lead Marcus is explaining the new feature roadmap. Halfway through, Maya raises her hand. Why is the user persona for this feature a guy named Dave? Marcus blinks. It is just a placeholder name. Placeholders communicate defaults. Defaults communicate assumptions. The room is very quiet. Marcus says he will think about it. After the meeting, my coworker Derek rolls his eyes at me. Here we go. I shrug. I actually did not think she was wrong. I do not say that either. Derek and I have lunch. He starts talking about Maya. She is going to be one of those, one of what, a feminist. He says it like it is a disease. I eat my sandwich. I mean, she kind of had a point about the persona thing. Derek stares at me. Whose side are you on? I did not know there were sides. He shakes his head. There are always sides, man. I think about that for a while. I am not sure Derek is right, but I am not sure he is wrong either. I finish my sandwich. I do not pick a side. Week 3, company happy hour. The whole team at a bar near the office. Free drinks, which means everyone stays too long. Marcus is telling a story about a client meeting. He does this thing where he does voices for different people. The female client in the story has a high, squeaky voice. The male client has a deep, confident voice. Nobody seems to notice except Maya. She does not say anything, she just gets quieter. I notice because I am sitting next to her. I think about saying something. I do not. I drink my beer instead. Later, she and I are waiting for the elevator. She says, "Did you notice that? The voices?" Yeah. Does that happen a lot? I think honestly. I never noticed before tonight. She looks at me. That is kind of the point. The elevator opens. We ride down in silence. I think about what she said the whole commute home, week 4. The codebase thing blows up. Turns out Maya found a section of code from 3 years ago. Comments in the code refer to female users as edge cases. Not a metaphor, literally edge cases. The comment says, handle female user exception. Because the original developer assumed users would be male by default. She brings it to Marcus. Marcus brings it to the team. Derek says, it is just old code, nobody looks at it. Maya says, until a female user hits that path and gets a broken experience. Derek says, how many female users do we even have? The room goes even quieter than before. I pull up the analytics. 41% of active users are women. I show the number to Derek. He does not say anything. Marcus says they will fix it. Derek spends the rest of the day not talking to Maya. I fixed the code myself that afternoon. Nobody asked me to. I just did it. Maya sees it in the pull request. She messages me a single thumbs up. I feel weirdly good about that. Week 5. There's a company all hands. The CEO gets up and talks about culture. Uses the phrase meritocracy 4 times. Uses the phrase best person for the job twice. Uses the phrase we do not see gender once. Maya's hand goes up. How do we know we are not seeing gender when we make decisions? CEO smiles the smile of a man who was not expecting this. We just hire the best people. But how do we know who the best people are if unconscious bias affects how we evaluate them? CEO says, great question, and moves on. After the all hands, Derek says, she is going to get fired. I say, for asking questions, for causing trouble, those are different things. Derek shrugs. I think about the CEO's face when she asked that question. He was not angry, he was just unprepared. There is a difference. I wonder if he will actually think about it. Month 2. Maya and I are assigned to the same project. We have to work closely for 6 weeks. Derek makes a face when he hears this. Good luck. She is a lot, I say. She seems fine. He says, just wait. First project meeting, just me and Maya and a whiteboard. She has already done 3 pages of notes. I have done 0 pages of notes. I feel slightly embarrassed. She does not make me feel bad about it. She just starts talking through her thinking. She is genuinely good at this. I mean, actually good. Not perform competence good? Actual problem solving good? I stop thinking about the gender stuff for a while. We are just 2 engineers solving a problem. Week 2 of the project, we disagree on architecture. I want to go one way, she wants to go another. We both make our cases. She is clear and direct. I am clear and direct. We go back and forth for 20 minutes. Marcus walks by, hears us arguing. Immediately assumes I am right. Cuts in and says, sounds like you should just go with what he said without hearing both sides, without knowing the full context. Maya goes quiet. After Marcus leaves, she says, that happens a lot. What does? Someone assumes the guy is the default authority. I think about the handle female user exception comment. I think about the squeaky voice at happy hour. I think about Derek saying there are always sides. I say, you are probably right. She looks at me like she expected me to argue. You are not going to fight me on that. No, why not? Because I think you are right. She looks at me for a long moment. Okay. We go with her architecture. It is better. I tell Marcus later, and he says, sure, whatever works. He does not seem to register what he did. I think about whether I should tell him. I do not. I feel bad about not doing it. That feeling stays. Month 3. Derek gets a promotion. He is now a senior engineer. Maya and I are still at the same level. She has shipped more features than Derek. Her code review scores are higher than Derek's. Her project outcomes are measurably better. She does not say anything at first. Then one day at lunch she says, do you think it was fair? Probably not. Do you think Marcus knows that? Probably not. Do you think I should say something? I think carefully. I think if you say something you will be seen as difficult. And if I do not say something it keeps happening, yes, so either way I lose. I do not have an answer for that. It is a real problem with no clean solution. She stares at her food. I work so hard, she says it quietly. Not whining, just stating a fact. I know, and it did not matter. It might have mattered, and we just do not know how much worse it would have been without it. She looks at me. That is a terrible thing to have to think, I know. How do you deal with not having to think about it? I do not answer. Because I genuinely do not know. I had never thought about it before I met her. Month 4, I start noticing things I never noticed. The way Marcus only interrupts women in meetings. The way client emails default to hi guys when half the team is women. The way the ping pong table is positioned so the game always faces the women's desks. None of these things are catastrophic alone. All of them together form a shape. I mention the meeting interruptions to Marcus, casually, not accusatory. Just, hey, I noticed you cut off Maya before she finished her point. He blinks. Did I? Yeah. I did not mean to. I know. He actually thinks about it for a second. I will pay more attention. That is all. No drama. Just a person receiving information and choosing to update. I tell Maya. She is surprised. You said something to him. Yeah. How did he take it? Fine, actually. She is quiet for a moment. Why did you say something? Because it was true and it was easy for me to say it. She nods slowly. It is not easy for me to say it. I know. It cost me more. I know. Derek finds out I said something to Marcus. He pulls me aside. What are you doing, man? What do you mean? You are going to become her project. Whose project? Maya's. She does not have projects. Every feminist has a project. Her project is just being treated fairly. Derek stares at me. You sound like her now. Maybe she makes good points. He walks away shaking his head. I stand there for a minute. I think about what Derek said. I do not think sounding like someone with good points is an insult. But I understand why Derek thinks it is. Derek grew up in a house where his dad made all the decisions. His mom stayed home. He was taught that this is natural. He was not taught that it is a choice that gets enforced. I grew up in a house where my mom was the one who worked. My dad stayed home half the time. Maybe that is why this does not feel threatening to me. Maybe context is everything? Month 5, Maya gets passed over again. This time for a project lead role. The guy who gets it is named Tyler. Tyler is fine. Tyler is genuinely fine. Not exceptional, not terrible. Fine. Maya puts in her notice 2 weeks later. She is going to a company that actually promoted her. They made her a senior engineer and a team lead, in the same offer letter. I feel something complicated when she tells me. I feel glad for her. I feel bad for us. I feel angry at Marcus. I feel something toward Derek that is not quite contempt. I feel something toward myself, like I could have said more, done more. Earlier, we sit with that for a while. Do you think it gets better? She considers this seriously. I think it gets better when people decide to make it better, not because they are told to, not because it is a policy, because they actually think it is worth it. Do you think most people think that? No, do you? She smiles. I have to. She leaves. I go back to my desk. Derek is playing ping pong. Marcus is in a meeting. Tyler is leading his new project. Everything looks exactly the same as before Maya arrived. Except I keep noticing things now. I cannot stop noticing things. That is the part nobody tells you. Once you see the shape of it, you cannot unsee it. Derek asked me why I look weird. Just thinking. About what? About whether fine is good enough. What does that mean? About whether it being mostly okay means it is okay. Derek stares at me. You need to go touch grass, maybe. But I do not think that is the problem. I open a pull request that afternoon. I rename all the user personas in our documentation. Dave becomes Alex. Alex is intentionally ambiguous. Nobody notices for 3 days. Then Marcus notices. Hey, did you change the personas? Yeah. Why? Because Dave implies a default. Marcus looks at me for a moment, then he looks at the screen. Fair enough. He goes back to his meeting. Derek notices that evening. You really are her project. I do not respond. I just keep typing. Months pass. I think about Maya sometimes. I think about the comment in the old code. Handle female user exception. I think about how whoever wrote that did not think they were doing anything wrong. They were just writing what seemed obvious to them. Defaults are invisible to the people they center. I think about Derek. I do not hate Derek. Derek is just a person whose defaults were never questioned. Mine were not either. Until Maya sat down next to me and said, You know, there is a better way to write that loop. She was talking about code. She was also kind of talking about everything else. Be me, still 23, still writing code, trying to notice the shape of things, not always succeeding, trying anyway. That is probably not enough. I'm trying to figure out if trying anyway is where you start, or if it is where people stop to feel good about themselves. I do not know yet. I am still thinking about it. Maybe that is the point.